You see Tom Brady now in Tampa, and that's becoming a situation in of itself outside of the building, it sounds like. Tom Brady throws 2 picks in his Buccaneer debut against the New Orleans Saints. After the game, Bruce Arians comes out and says, basically the way he's trying to spin it is like, yeah, it's a new offense. Tom's trying to get used to things. Tom and Mike Evans are trying to get on the same page. And he actually said Mike saw something, Tom misread it, and then the other one, he's like, well, Tom was late on that. So the immediate reaction by everybody was, oh, this new relationship that Tom Brady has with Bruce Arians is already sounding pretty similar to the Bill Belichick-Tom Brady relationship. If anything we've heard from the book, The Dynasty or whatever the hell it is true, it feels like these types of things follow Tom Brady now at this case. And everybody was going to keep an eye on that because that was a big part of the story was, did Tom hate the way Belichick spoke to him? Did Tom hate the way he was treated? So then whenever something like that seems similar, now granted, I would assume a lot of Tom Brady's opinions behind closed doors are being listened to, and I assume he's a part of the game plan and strategy, which is what allegedly is what he was upset about as well up in New England, so I assume that's happening. But when you hear the coach just be like, Tom misread it, and then boom, 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 you're like, oh, what's going to happen here with Bruce Arians? Yeah. So then the next day, Bruce comes out and he goes, actually, after watching film, what we learned is Mike Evans was actually wrong, and it wasn't Tom Brady. So then the late throw, though, outside obviously was Tom Brady's fault. I think everybody knew that. And you hear Frank Reich come out and take blame for Phillip Rivers' interceptions for calling the wrong play at the wrong time or something like that. And you start comparing, and it's like, oh, so Bruce threw Tom under the bus immediately after the game, then got fact-checked afterwards and said, well, he was actually wrong. And then he got asked about it yet again, and Bruce said, we both came to work, we're fine, let's just keep it moving. So this does very much sound like a situation that is being cooked outside of the Buccaneer building, and Tom and Bruce have no problems with each other. But I would assume Tom is storing this deep down inside about how come this seems to happen to me all the time and doesn't happen to, I don't know, any other real legendary quarterback that has ever played football. And I would assume Bruce and Tom are going to get along very well. I think they're both very like-minded, very competitive and things like that. But this type of thing off of week 1, you got to think like, oh, Tom's got to be being like, these motherfuckers. Like, he has to be thinking.
If you don't think Giselle burned down the house after he was treated
is that
like fucking Timmy Tampa.
That's why Derek Jeter's selling the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why.
I mean, they got to replace the entire fucking west wing of it. But
I didn't even think about that because marble doesn't burn, but there's got to be a lot of things that could have went down in there.
A lot of paintings.
Oh, so
in
now
there
we're Tommy Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and think about it. If she was mad about him getting treated in New England, being Johnny fucking Foxborough, and that never even happened. Nothing even close to that ever happened. She must be through the roof right
They got to learn about each other, down there. It's still a learning curve.
Yeah.
Week 1. They're still going to be very good in about 5 weeks, 4 weeks.
She's already looking
Bruce,
for
you're going to learn
houses.
about me. I don't like being thrown under the bus after each game. Okay?
So maybe go out there and tell them the truth, which I saw on my Microsoft platform on the sideline there that was not what you said it was actually, or Mike. I was right, which is why I told Blaine Gabbert immediately upon fucking throwing that interception. And Bruce goes, well, damn, you are right. Okay, I will. But somebody had to tell Bruce, and I would assume it was, who knows who it could be. No, somebody had to tell Bruce that Mike Evans was right and Tom was wrong right, on the sideline. That had to happen. So Bruce was taking the word of somebody that he probably has known for a very long time telling him that. And then after rewatching the film, Tom actually saw it like this instead of this. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but boy, it is great conversation fodder.